Welcome back to Redbar. You probably thought you were going to catch me with like a guitar in my hand at this time of the show, right? Wrong. Most people would leave. It's 7.5 hours we've been on. Most people were just getting started. See that new guitar I got there? Cut to the wide real quick. People see that one in front of the amp here on this side here? What do you think of that? Anyone ever seen that one before? Anyone know what that one is? I'll tell you this. It's the better version. It's the good version. I can't play a lick on that thing. That thing must be set up for some old blues musician or something. I don't know what the fuck. I can barely play. So, but it's there. It's in the collection. That's all that matters. Welcome back to Redbar. We hope you're having a great time. We hope you've joined this Scars Club. redbarradio.net/Scars Club. We've still got more show to do. Did we want to... Let's see.
I know. I feel like
Well, there's got to be some little ones here that we should probably get out of the way. Shoot down that list real quick and see if there's any just little cute little things. Let's see. And then, yeah, we've got two pretty good ones here. I want to show you this Steve O, right? Because Steve O's in trouble. I wanted to show you this Harlan Williams with Joe Rogan. That was incredible. I mean, Harlan Williams is the best. But we might not have to show too much of that. We could show a little bit. He really got Joe going. Let's see.
And then there's the whole Janko and Bobby Lee thing. We haven't even talked about it at all.
I know. I've been really wanting. I might as well just say this. Bobby Lee, the reason Janko left Impulsive, he finally came clean about it. He said that, what people didn't see in the episode was that every 5 seconds, Bobby Lee was on the episode, and the narrative that everybody's got up until George spoke was that George couldn't handle Bobby Lee's jokes, and Logan and Big Mike and Bobby Lee were all kind of vibing and making fun of George, so George stormed off. Well, George reveals, and Bobby Lee admits to it, the real reason he stormed off is because every 10 seconds, Bobby Lee was grabbing George Janko's dick. Yep. Do we have that short clip of that?
Yes.
Where he says that? See if you can pull that up. I'll have a sip of this. I feel like this is something that shouldn't get swept under the rug. This is a guy, Bobby Lee, who was accused of this story that he told himself that he now claims is a joke, this Tijuana story. There's a story. He claims this is a whole big joke that he was just doing to impress old Anthony and Opie Cumia from the Opie and Anthony show. Remember back then where he talks about how he was having sex with underage prostitutes in Tijuana and he was getting off because they were crying while he was having sex with them. Oh, that story doesn't sound as good in 2023, which is when, or maybe even earlier, people started remembering that story and passing it along. And, a lot of Bobby Lee's fans are these H3 fans. He's really cooked up. If you ever see that Tiger Belly Reddit, it's a lot of H3 fans. For some reason, Ethan Klein's people really like Bobby Lee, and they've kind of are what have made him this bigger star than some of the other guys. Of course, bad friends as well. But their audience really, they're always sticking it to Bobby. They're very strict with Bobby. And Bobby has kind of smoothed this over with the media and the audience that this whole Tijuana story was a joke. Well, did you catch this on the latest Joe Rogan episode? Now, pair this with him grabbing George Janko's dick, 50 times on the show. Duncan Trussell goes, "Can I tell this story?" "Yeah, I can probably. I think Bobby tells this story." "Dude, Bobby Lee used to be like the pharmacist at the Comedy Store." And they both, ha, 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 ha. Joe and Duncan both die laughing. And he goes on to say, "Yeah, dude, he would come in, he would have every pill from Mexico, anything you needed, oxys, anything, and he'd sell it. And we were buying this shit from him for years. He would get it from Mexico." Like Tijuana? So he was always going to Mexico? I think the story could be true. I really think the story could be true about the things.
And then he's grabbing George Bobby Altoff that we just covered.
What did he do to Bobby again?
Just harassed her sexually.
Oh, yeah, of course, we showed that. But, then I hear George Janko, he's grabbing my dick, and Bobby admits to this. This day and age, that's sexual assault, brother. grabbing a guy's dick. George is friends with Bobby Lee now. He allowed Bobby to come and manipulate him on his podcast. And since they're brothers in clout, everything's good. George was molested 27 times live on air. Walked out. Nobody would believe him. Logan and Big Mike covering up the molestation. They knew that was the reason he walked off. They didn't say anything. But now he's friends with Bobby Lee because Bobby said, dude, you come open for me. So Bobby Lee is giving George opening spots if this can all go away. And it has. It worked.
And George is gaining power.
George is gaining power. Let's just show that one clip where he talks about the touching. Because I don't think we showed that on this show.
No.
I think that's an important part of Bobby Lee's lore.
Okay, go to the Big Mike note and go to 4540.
4540. And Big Mike's here, and Big Mike is best friends with Jeff Wittick, who's a very good friend of mine. And also, Big Mike, he doesn't deny that this happened. So here it is. Let's hear what they say. Big Mike, George Janko reunited.
Or go to 44, actually, for more
44.
context.
Oh, okay, here we are. Kill that one.
Sorry.
Let me have a quick sip of this. That M-Holt. All right, let's see what happens here.
Who was the first person that jumped off the couch and said, George just left, that was not good, we have to fix this situation?
But did they not cut shit that you should have stood up for me and said, hey, you can't cut that shit? That's going to make him look like an idiot for leaving.
Okay, let's slow down. And I'll answer. We have always cut. This is all healthy, by the way. We have always cut.
Start crying.
No. Which by the way would be healthy. We have numerous times on the show, which I'm sure a number of shows do, cut things that we believe will protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
No, the guest. That's what I'm trying.
Well, what about the guy that you break bread with, bro?
But we removed a number of things that you said on the podcast.
Name one.
Well, no, I'm not going to.
Booty, bro.
No,
once.
do you want me to? There was something that you said on the laser beam episode.
What laser beam episode?
Do you remember laser beam in Australia?
What
we
I
did
said?
that episode?
I have this fear that Jeff re-talked to Big Mike about, talking with me and how cool Redbar is, and then Big Mike maybe even talked Jeff out of this friendship, and it might be over. That's what I'm thinking.
Why?
Just have a feeling. We'll see. Will I ever hear from Jeff again? We'll find out. I have a feeling Big Mike got to him. He was able to convince him. I don't think Big Mike's quite over this Redbar experience. Maybe we should bring back Big Mike. Look into his current state. Okay, let's see what happens here.
What laser beam episode?
Do you remember laser beam in Australia?
What
When
I
we did
said?
that episode? I'd rather not say. I can tell. Why don't I just tell you
Just
after?
tell me, I'll beep it.
You said something about laughing at a girl getting hit in a parking lot. You saw a fight.
I just said the joke wrong.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't sexually harass somebody, man.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to
George
dial
was
1-1.
raped.
I'm just saying we.
Baby
But,
reindeer.
okay, Mike, if this was an episode that was you, and what happened to you, and then the whole world thinks that I walked away because I can't take a joke, that's fucked, bro. That's fucked.
It parlayed into more stuff happening down the line. It just became, at that point, you saw me, I went on Bobby's show.
Yeah.
Right?
And they cut around it. You said that
I have no control over that. I didn't.
I try to make peace with this guy.
I know.
You've seen me.
Yeah.
I've tried to make peace with him behind closed doors. I try to reach out.
You and Logan hid a rape. It's a male rape. Someone was grabbing my dick. It would be the last thing they ever grabbed. After my hips. We had to have one dance. And one dance only. But then the man would have to die, right, George? And you let yourself be raped by Bobby Lee in front of Logan and Mike while they laughed and giggled. You ran off crying, and then they just pretended like you couldn't take jokes. Yikes.
Try to be cool. But by the way, and I'll just say this, we'll just empty it out. I never had a problem with Bobby Lee.
No, he knows that.
I had a problem with the way that Logan and you were kind of gassing him to keep doing. He started the episode putting his balls in my face.
Listen.
I let that one go. Then every 2 seconds, he kept grabbing my dick.
I don't think...
How would you feel if a man that has his back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick,
Right.
talk shit to your face, and you can't...
Is this the first time anybody's hearing about this? To me, this is crazy. I can't believe Bobby was able to sweep this away so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clip it. Let's get this back out there.
But
Bobby
also
Lee said I'm a
George-
very important person in podcasts.
George is acting like this is so hurtful and
Of course.
horrible.
Yeah,
to
well,
him
wait
and
till you
that
see what
it's
George does.
so-
That's why when we cover guys, they're all fools. Nobody's ever right. Nobody was ever in the right. Watch. George.
Mac or beat the living
Well, I
breaks
didn't-
off of
well,
this guy.
so I-
because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impulsive anymore.
Whoa.
How fucking crazy is that?
I could
don't
bring
think
down Prime.
I understood. I can only speak for myself.
Bro, it's
I
not a
hope
group
you.
chat.
I hope you can
It's not a
understand.
group
He's not
chat. No, no,
denying
no, no,
that
no,
this
no,
I'm
happened.
talking about. No, I'm talking
I'm-
about during. No, I'm talking about during the episode because there was. I didn't
Mike's
know
getting
that you were
nervous here.
feeling.
But after the
type of
episode,
way
do you
about
remember
it.
when you called me? And I said, Mike, this is all that happens. And you said verbatim, you said, it's our fault for not telling you this, but me and Logan are really the ones who should be talking to the guest. You are really there for a boys only episode.
Wow.
So while
After
I
being
get sexually
touched.
harassed, my other co-host is trying to fire me, and you're trying to leverage me to be quiet during other guests. And then on my birthday, you guys shot 3 episodes, so I couldn't show up.
I just think.
On my 30th birthday, you shot 3 episodes.
I
bro.
think
That's
by-
crazy.
I
It was on the
think-
calendar for months.
I think by the time we got there was so much.
Okay,
Like-
yeah, that goes out. But you want to see, don't feel bad for George. You want to see his latest?
He is so sneaky.
Wait till you see Sneaky George.
So he's talking to Mike, and it's like, oh, poor me. This is the worst thing
I
that's ever
tend
happened
to
to me.
get-
Wait
This
till you see this.
man, oh, this man did this to me.
He
How
invites
dare you.
Bobby Lee on his show, who is dying to be able to smooth this over and get it, stop talking about it. Plus, by the way, George Janko and his dad have opened a cigar lounge in Scottsdale. There is a physical location where you could go and meet George Janko and hang out in him and his dad's cigar lounge. We looked it up. This looks like a place where the Tate brothers would go, some backroom Romanian cigar lounge. I wouldn't go there. I think this is a dangerous cigar lounge. But George Janko is opening a cigar lounge. Check this out. Does that? No. Oh. Listen to this. Here, I think this is the announcement.
I had a lot of fun on this.
Gotta get out of my own damn way.
What's up, guys? Before we jump into today's episode, 2 huge announcements that are happening in Arizona. One, this Sunday, the grand opening of the Cigar Lounge is happening. Absolutely free. I have some cool friends coming, so come say hi. And then the second
anybody
is
go?
the George Janko Show is coming to Arizona.
It's not August
Stand Up
2nd
Live,
yet.
August 1st. It is almost sold out.
Wait, so you guys have the chance to go to George Janko's grand opening cigar extravaganza and meet him? I will. How about we give away a trip to meet George Janko? Got to be nice. Somebody said to me, they go, "Hey, Mike, what should we do to sabotage their grand opening?" I go, "Oh, I don't know about sabotage, but I'd love to go." I think I'm pretty sure the cigar lounge isn't going to do well on its own. You don't really have to worry about sabotaging the really dingy. Like, have you ever been to like the grossest hookah lounge / tanning salon? It's like that. Looks like a tanning salon. So you don't have to sabotage it, but you should go meet him. I'd love to go, but I think George would be extremely upset with me because I've been telling his girlfriend that she's got to run for the hills because I find him to be abusive. So I don't know if he'll be able to get over that, or maybe he'll see David in me. Maybe I'll be the star of David to him. Okay, let's see what he's doing with Bobby. What code should I do to show you how quickly?
You can go to 0250.
0250. Okay, check this out. So he's got Bobby here. And, George wants fame and attention more than anything. He's willing to let this predator who grabbed his dick, sexually harassed him, made him the laughingstock of Impulsive, had his friends cover up for him, made him feel like less of a man, made him feel like a rape victimed man from Baby Reindeer. And he's willing to just let this rapist back into his life, just like Baby Reindeer went back to that writer's house and wanted to work with him again after being raped. This is the same situation.
So George, we'll talk about other things, but I want to open up by saying
The cleaner.
that I'm sorry.
Okay, and he
I
hates
feel
George. He hates George's guts. He can't believe George got him in another incident. And he's coming. He knows how to clean this shit up. I'm sorry. You want to be friends? Ha ha ha. I was just kidding. You're the best, George. Would you like to open for me? I mean, this is Baby Reindeer. When Baby Reindeer told the world about the writer that raped him, the writer that raped him came out and offered him a real position this time. This is the same thing. Bobby's going to offer him. Would you like to come open for me? Well, that erases your sexual assault pretty quick.
We'll talk about other things, but I want to open up by saying that I'm sorry. I feel I just want to break down what happened with the Jake Paul podcast.
And, you know, when you're on TV every week of the year, constantly apologizing for this. I mean, Bobby, you're here every week. Whether it's on Tiger Belly or Bad Friends, I mean, the stress, the day-to-day stress you must be going through. Can't you just knock off the kooky Korean shit?
And look at how eager George is.
George can't wait. A celeb apology to him. Yeah, he's a sick fuck.
So, you know, I usually do podcasts in my ecosystem, right? So it's like, I know the rhythms and I know what I can and can't say. And generally, you know, everything, you know, is, people are pretty open to, they know who I am, right? But with you guys, I didn't know, so and also it's a huge platform. So I was like super
Media
nervous.
trained.
So, you know, I tend to get bullyish and out of survival. Okay.
And you looked at the weak calf. I get it, dude.
You get it?
You're not a weak calf.
No, I get it, dude. I get it, dude. I would do the same thing if I saw him. No, you can't eat him.
Okay.
Stop.
So anyway,
Tommy, get
I
over
can
here.
get a taste.
Save
though.
my dog. Get him out of
He'd
here.
be so delicious, though.
Dude, he would.
That's a racist hate
I saw
crime
you lick
joke.
him before he licked you.
Yeah. God, no MSG or anything.
Not appropriate
I
for
love
the
it.
H3 audience.
But anyway,
And if anyone
when
else said that, Bobby would be like, really, dude?
Yeah,
And
see,
give them
Bobby
that
is
look, so
placating
he's
him.
debasing himself
Yeah.
for George.
And Bob wants to go. I call him Bob, you know. Wants to go. You know, he really wants to get out of here once he gets what he needs from George, which is for George to be cool with everything. The instant George turns, Bobby's trying to get out of here like the whole show.
like, number one, I don't even. I do so many podcasts. I don't even remember what I said or did or didn't do.
That's not good.
I remember moments. And also, secondly, when you walked off the set, I literally was confused by it. I don't know the drama behind the podcast. I know that you had written this speech.
I wish I had writers for it.
Right? And you know what I mean?
You're just loving your assailant.
The comedy instinct
cool.
was to say that it was like boring or whatever, and I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And the third thing is that, and I truly don't remember, and it is on brand, but I don't remember ever trying to touch you. But if I did that, I literally don't remember. But if I did that, I'm sorry. I do it for comedy reasons.
He blindly grabs.
Wow.
I don't know anything about your.
Wait, you don't remember all the grabbing? You don't remember it? I didn't think he was going to say I don't remember it. But if I did, it had to be a joke. Okay. Or you sick molester. You know, maybe you're a real molester. Maybe this is what you get off on, all this crap.
Do it for comedy reasons. I don't know anything about your.
I mean, did that work for Louis C.K.? This is worse than Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. only touched himself.
Yeah. You're touching George Janko, son of David. Father Janko. I mean, that's like a crime against the Vatican.
Religion or who you are.
Religion. See?
In fact, I didn't really know who you. I know who you are now, but I didn't really know who you were. And but you know, with all that being said, I really truly apologize.
Look at this. Oh, I don't believe.
People.
I think I'm done
I love
believing him.
podcasting, and I think that you're a voice that people talk about now, and you know what I mean. You're here, and I just apologize. It's
Thank you, bro.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Seriously.
you couldn't wait. Oh dear, huh? Isn't this George a bad boy?
He got what he wanted.
Remember, he went to Romania. He had the time of his life with the Tate brothers. the time of his life. They're the nicest people he's ever met, he says.
For real, I really
could be
appreciate
true.
that. Can I tell you what really, really hurt me though? I ain't Ringo, bro.
You're George Martin.
Ooh, imagine.
No, do you know what I'm talking about or not?
No, but with you, you mean with you?
You called me Ringo.
I know. So who are you, George Harrison in that?
I'm George Janko.
Which is way
Now
worse
that
than Ringo.
rules.
With peace and love. Fuck off! All right, there he is groveling. George Janko. Disgusting, huh?
And he grovels for hours. He invites
So don't feel bad.
him.
George was, he had his chance to expose the criminal. But, he would rather have the criminal's friendship, I guess, than, let people know the truth. Maybe protect another kid from Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee's out there grabbing people's cocks. That's not something I like. I got to show you this Harlan Williams